In Jerusalem, there are two tombs that represent the tomb of Jesus and the resurrection day. And we are at Easter Monday. You can see a little bit of the tourists that actually left here. Most of them are Orthodox tourists from different kind of the countries of Europe. Catholic, sadly not a lot, arrived to here. And of course, no Protestant, no evangelists, at least I didn't see them here. Now there are two tombs of Jesus because there are so many scholars who believes that that place that we are now visiting, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, is not the real tomb. And if you look at that nun, you can see that she's cleaning now the candle wax that left here in the city from the Holy Saturday, the Holy Fire. Then if someone actually told me, he sent me a message and said, oh, no wax on the floor, here it is. There's a lot of it. And it was a special ceremony that happened only in Saturday according to the Orthodox Pascha. But we're here to talk about the tomb. Now, what is the new thing that we just heard a week before Easter? According to the book of John, the tomb of Jesus was part of the garden of a rich man. And until lately, there were no evidence of the garden. Now, if you look at the wooden floor, you can see that something is happening in the church lately. They are renovating the floor of the church. Now, it's not only renovations, they are excavating and checking what is beneath that church. We know that according to the Bible, the church was outside the walls of Jerusalem. Now, it's in the Times Square of Jerusalem. But you must understand that there is a gap of 2,000 years from the time of Jesus to the present time. Before we will continue, I want to bless everyone who are watching that video, but especially Brenda. Brenda, this is your cross. You asked me to bless it at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and I think that video will be a special one. All right. Then what did they find lately? Around that floor, they found pollen, seeds of a garden, fruit trees and olive trees around that tomb. Some of them are earlier than the tomb of Jesus, according to the people that excavated here from Italy. Then in that matter, is that the garden of Joseph of Arimathea? Might be. And this is such an important additional part of it. The tomb that you see here was built in the garden. Is it of Joseph of Arimathea? Why not to believe in it? There's another important issue that I must talk about, the cave. Well, we know that when Constantine and St. Helen came, they found the tomb of Jesus, and they built a small Aedicula, a small place on top of it. Sadly, although it was a cave, they destroyed part of the cave to build the memorial tomb of Jesus. This is not the one that you see, because that is from the 19th century. Their church been destroyed so many times. And then in that case, Brenda, the cross, the tomb of today, Maslomcha. The tomb of today is divided into two. You can see now the Holy Fire, and let me try to take a picture of it. And it's not only the Holy Fire, it's a Holy Fire from 2025, a new one. And that cross, Brenda, was blessed by the Holy Fire of 2024 because I was here at the Holy Week. I couldn't take a video, it was too crowded, but I blessed your cross there, Brenda. And this is the Holy Fire of 2025 from 2 days ago, and let me bless it for you. I have to convince you that that place might be the Garden of Joseph over Arimathea, but there's more than that. Now first, let me bless it above the candles. And you can see that most of the Orthodox churches are blessing it here. And this is an Armenian chapel. And according to your questions, so many ask me, how can it be that they actually put that fire on their faces, nothing happened? Because according to tradition, nothing can happen to you if you will touch the holy fire. And the holy fire was taken by a plan to Greece, and from there to all the European countries, and maybe even to the Americans. That's I don't know, Orthodox and Armenian churches. Then let me enter for just a moment to another place of the Garden of Joseph of Arimathea, who gave Jesus his own tomb. And before I will do that, the tomb of the crucifixion place is right there. You can see the wall there. It's above it. That's the Golgotha. That's a Calvary. But we are, oh look how beautiful it is. I'm so happy to see so many denominations, Christian denomination, in one place, praying to Jesus. Now let me try to enter to show you how the tomb of Jesus used to look like at the time of Jesus. And this is the tomb that we believe of Joseph of Arimathea. And let me use the flashlight, but for that I need to change the lens. All right, Brenda and everyone who are watching it, you can see the niches. That's where they used to put the body of the dead. I'm talking about the Jewish tradition of rich Jews. The poor Jews, the majority, have been buried in the ground, like. Even without any memory, although they used to put the stones above the tomb to memorize the site itself. But let's say that there are 5 niches to put the body. What will happen to the 6th one? No more space. Then they will bury someone. They will take the bones out. They will put it in a small box by the name Osiri, and they will bury someone else instead. That's why the Bible mentioned that Jesus was buried in a tomb that no one touched before, no one used before. Then if that one was the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea, that might be the tomb of Jesus in the garden. Remember, we found so many pollens for so many trees from thousands of years ago. We are still checking. This is really the news for me for the Holy Week. Now we know that it was a garden. We saw a tomb, maybe the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. But in that tomb, a few years ago we have to maintain it because it was almost collapsed. Then between the walls, you see the walls here? Between those walls, we expected to see another concrete wall for, let's say, Crusade time, maybe something from that time of the period, 12th century, 11th century. Because we know that the Crusaders built a church after it had been destroyed by the Muslims. Then in that case, we were surprised to find the cave. From Jesus' time, between those walls, you can find the cave. That is absolutely something to remember. It's absolutely something to celebrate. And because we filled it with liquid concrete, we had to open the tomb of Jesus. It took us weeks to convince the church to do that. It's not only the church. Brenda, that's your name in Hebrew and English. That's not only the tomb of Jesus, the Catholic that have to prove it. Greek Orthodox, Armenian, every Orthodox church had to agree to open the tomb. I mean, think about it. What will happen if we will find out that there is a body in the tomb? Then they gave us 60 hours, only 60 hours to open it. And we opened the slate, the stone above it, and we found another stone with a cross on it. That could be a stone from 12th century. It's not good for us. We wanted to reach the time of Constantine. They took part of the stone to check it. It took us a few weeks to check it, and guess what we found? That cross is not only that it's not from the time of the Crusades, not only from the 12th century. That might be the cross and the stone from Constantine time, 4th century. Only then they built the church. Before that, in Adrian time, it used to be a Roman temple, maybe for Venus, which is actually helped us because it's hidden the tomb of Jesus and the crucifixion place. Then in that case, is that the tomb of Jesus? Is the Holy Sepulchre church was the tomb of Jesus? I want to say yes. And I believe that it is. But there is another beautiful place, the Garden Tomb, which is unbelievable. Now let me convince you that place was outside the walls of the city. I'm taking you for a short visit around the places of the church. And Brenda, I already blessed it inside the tomb of Jesus. I couldn't do that with a video. But on the way to the place that I want you to see, you can see here the Golgotha, the Calvary above it. I already blessed it for you there, but let me bless it right here. Because this is for me the most energetic place of the church. Why it's the most energetic place of the church? Because we believe that this is the place that Jesus' body was purified before they took him to the tomb. This is the tomb. And guess what? It's exactly like the rock cut cave that we saw of Joseph of Arimathea. Above it, Constantine built the tomb of Jesus. Then in that case, the naked body of Jesus, after he died, touched that stone. Then for me, it's such a dramatic. Let me take you to see and to show you another important place that will date the church to 1st century or 4th century. Now, this is part of the bedrock that Jesus was crucified above it. And if you will have patience, I will climb up again with Brenda's cross, but later. First, let me show you something. We are walking down, we're ascending down to the lowest place of the church. In front of you, you can see the chapel of the Armenian. The Armenians were the first nation who converted themselves into Christianity. The mosaic floor actually shows you 9 cities that some of them were occupied by the Turkish. And sadly, in 1915, 1.5 million of the Armenians actually were killed, butchered. We will by the Ottomans, by the Turks of today. Let's walk to the lowest part of the church, St. Helen Chapel. That's where we found the true cross, and I will bless the cross on that spot right now. But for our, let me bless it on those candles. And this is the time to pray, to ask you to pray for the peace of Israel and the peace of the world. But what you're seeing here, it's a quarry. Sadly, I cannot use I can use a flashlight, why not? I cannot open the light, I cannot switch on the light. All right? Then you can see a little bit of the last quarry stones that were carved in that church. And that happened outside the city. Every quarry in the world will be always outside the city, not inside the city, because of few reasons. First of all, it's a real estate. Inside the city, it's very expensive to build, then the government will enjoy more property. Then why not to waste it? Secondly, a lot of pollution. Then the best place to excavate, to find the stones will be outside the city. Then in that case, we believe that King Herod used those stones to build the city, or maybe even the temple. But when he died, everyone stopped doing it. Then they started to bury people around. And Brenda, I believe that the Romans took automatically the site of King Herod, and they controlled it. And because it was outside the city and very close to the gate of the city, I believe that they crucified people there because of one reason. Everyone will see it. Everyone will understand what not to do. And Jesus' sin was Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. You must understand that King Herod and his sons were the kings by the Romans. And if someone said he is the king of the Jews, is against the Roman regime. And let us climb up for a short tour of the crucifixion place. It might be a little bit busy, but I already blessed it at the Golgotha. I'm just want to complete that video with it, that you will see that amazing floor. Oh, look. Are you ready for the noise? Huh. Yes. The child wants a mother. Oh, by the way, that might be the new option for the new floor of the church. And I must say that it's easier to walk on it, but it's still slippery. Then if we've been at Golgotha, let us climb up to the Golgotha, but not before. I will show you another chapel. This is the chapel of Adam, the first man ever. We know that when Jesus died, the earth shook, and you can see the creek right here, another evidence for that church, and blood tears fell down to the ground, and people been resurrected. According to the Orthodox churches, Jesus went to down to resurrect not only strangers, King David, King Solomon, Adam, and the more holy people actually been purified by Jesus himself. Then in that case, this is the tomb of Adam, and for the Catholic of us, those are two tombs of the first two kings of Jerusalem. I mean, beneath it. But let's climb up. It might be a little bit noisy. We are climbing that, but you don't need to see me climbing. Then we just reached the Golgotha area. The Golgotha area is divided into two. This is the Catholic part, and this is the Greek Orthodox part. In the Greek Orthodox, you can see the crucifixion part. John, Mary, Jesus is on the cross. You can see the menorah in front of Jesus' legs. The menorah is a symbol for the Jewish temple. But Jesus is God. Then in that case, to have a menorah here, it's obvious. The bedrock of the Golgotha, we saw the lower part, is just beneath it. And let me bless it again in a few parts. I'm not sure that they will let me, but I can try. This is where they nailed Jesus to the cross. And this is the Pietà. You can see Mary with a spear in her heart. And I'm just going there. All right? Thank you. This is the bedrock, the upper part. Thank you very much. We just go outside? Oh, sorry. Guys, if you reach 22 minutes of that video, it means that you are a true believer. Please write me, true believer, and your name, and I will bless it. Bless you in the church. More than that, please subscribe to my channel. If you're right, I just subscribe to your channel, and your name, I promise to bless you in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Let us go down, and the exit is usually from the Greek Orthodox part. And let us bless the cross of Brenda and you outside the church. מה שלומך? בסדר גמור. I forgot to mention, remember the old man, oh, I'm old too, the nice man with the white hair. He is a Muslim guy. Then what a Muslim is doing in the church? The Christians are still fighting who owns the church. Is it Greek Orthodox? Is it an Eastern Orthodox church? Is it Catholic Church? Is it Armenian Church? Who owns the church? Then they decided in the 19th century to give the give the Muslims, two Muslims family, to keep the key of the door by them, and not to argue about who will open the door every day or every night. Then in that case, my friends, this is the facade of the church from 11th century. I hope that you already subscribed to my channel. If you want to have your own cross, it's not a problem. At the description, the text, just click on it. You will see the link of Buy Me a Coffee, and you will understand that there are so many options. And if you won't find it, you can always send me a link. You can always send me a message and ask me for that, and I will send you the link. Thank you very much. From Easter time, Easter Monday, Jerusalem, Church of the Holy Sepulchre.